Hi Pisces, welcome to your May reading. Okay, so Venus and Mercury in Taurus bring you communication skills that you probably have once a year. Right now you can communicate really anything you want, all your feelings, especially if there's something you've been avoiding, something that is unpleasant, something that nobody wants to talk about. And now you're able to tackle these really difficult subjects with a lot of warmth and understanding. And people may even be waiting for the other shoe to drop with you, like when are you gonna say something too blunt again or too direct? When is that tactless Pisces energy gonna show up and maybe ruin this sensitive moment? But it doesn't. There are no uncomfortable silences where people have to digest your bluntness. You've realized that there is great opportunity in being the most understanding person in the room. You've realized that there's a great power in being the one that offers the understanding. And that's really smart. Something that's really concerning you, like it's eating at you. You really have to do something about it. You really have to get it out in front of you. You know, it's been gnawing at your back brain. It's right there behind you. Ooh, it's bothering you. You handle it beautifully. Each one of those issues, fears, problems becomes an opportunity instead. Because your mindset is great. Your mindset's clear. There's a real feeling of magnanimous, like overflowingly magnanimous energy here. You are kind of okay with everyone. So it makes you incredibly good at solving problems because there's nothing getting in the way. Okay. Now, what does this mean in terms of couplehood? If you're with someone, it's great because you just lean in so beautifully to the relationship. And where you may have dropped the ball, where your partner may have felt like you dropped the ball, here you are not just picking the ball up, but making some very far-reaching plans. It's super optimistic. It makes your partner very happy. It doesn't make them feel smothered or caged. In fact, they're really intrigued by how you're so forward thinking now and freedom centered. And yes, they're a part of your plans, but it's really obvious that you are also just on your thing. I love when Pisces are like this because people really get you wrong. It's that, it's the two fish. It's like Gemini, we get it. People really think there's only one of you when they see like the overly devoted, the overly giving, the, not the killer, but the one who is killed. Like there's two of you, right? When they see the victim in you, they love to pass judgment on that person, and they love for that person to be around so they have someone to pass judgment on. But when they see the shark, the smart ones can always see the shark. The smart ones always know. But when the unsuspecting, when the ones that would take advantage, when they see the shark, it's funny. So, I think this is also a good time because you're so good with words and feelings right now. It's a great time to be creative, but also write letters. But if, you know, you still do that, write an email, write a long text. Tell people how you feel. Because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding around you. You're being misunderstood, but only because you're chilling. And so you don't feel the need to like clarify every little thing. And it's leaving the door open for people to make up come up with some wild conjecture. So, you know, clarify. And the best thing you can do when you clarify and when you speak to people and you, again, are this master communicator and, you know, just letting people in on your feelings, the best thing you can do is listen to them as well. Listen to them like they're listening to you, but also listen to them because this is a new phase of learning for you. This is a new phase of learning for you. You are beginning that journey of warring from a place of, from a very placid place, from a peaceful place, a war of wit and words, and there is no nervous circling energy here. It's direct. It's eloquent. It needs study, you know? It's a pursuit. And when you tell people how you really feel, since they're now listening, listen when they tell you too. Learn. That's how people do it. That's what they say when they really mean that. You know, like a case study. Let people take, you know, that center stage for a moment. Let people feel centered and powerful and important in your life. Because the things that they will give up if you let them talk, and I don't mean, it sounds so nefarious, give up, but the things that they will reveal as they speak, as you let them speak. And they know they have your attention, this magical thing to have the attention of a Pisces. They will say some shit. And you know, some of these people, you may think that like, that's it. There's nothing between you and this person. There's never going to be anything between you and this person ever again. Like, some of you have burned bridges that you now are realizing, you know, like they were important. These people were important. Those bridges were important emotionally to you. You will be surprised at how you can rebuild those bridges in May. Something or other may happen to shake your world, the world, that makes people reconnect. It's surprising because if you listen to people in your everyday life and you hear what they have to say about you, your behavior, how it makes them feel, good, bad, whatever, I think you'll also have some insight into those bridges that were burned. These things may not have anything to do with each other, but the people may be saying the same things and now finally you can hear it. People feel like they can rely on you. People feel like they can trust you. People feel like they can come to you. People feel nurtured and welcomed by you. And it really does fill you with so much joy because that's how you always want to be perceived. That's you at your best self. So for me, that's a really good indication of how you're doing personally. Of course, not everything goes the way we want it to go all the time. But this feeling of having the people around you trust you, rely on you, come to you, you know, respect your opinion enough to bring things to you. This is, the Empress energy is, you know, hey, I have everything I ever asked for and that I ever wanted. So the Empress card is really powerful. And the reason it's so powerful is because it speaks to a feeling from inside. You can tell from the expression on her face, it's not everything around her that makes her feel abundant. It's her. that makes everything around her become abundant. It's her knowing of herself. And what you're seeing right now, holographic mirror time, what you're seeing right now is your inner grace, that love that you've been giving yourself, that acceptance you've been giving yourself, that growth that's been happening, that unconditional love that you have been experimenting with. It's beginning to reflect on the outside. And so now people are starting to view you, and people will always view you the way that you view yourself, secretly or openly, doesn't matter. It's all the same truth. So everything that happens around you right now, everything that you see, everything that you're experiencing, this feeling of being really welcomed and also being given all these opportunities to heal a lot of different sore spots in your friendships, with your relatives, just in your relationships. It all speaks to the kind of loving acceptance that I think you have been on a journey to cultivate for over a year. And it's nice. It's nice to see the hologram reflect back so much joy, and also like this deep understanding and deep communication, because it's not enough for Pisces to just be like, hey, this is what happened and I guess we should get over it. You know, these are deep conversations where people are bearing their souls to you and you're doing the same, and it's easy and it's almost, dare I say, it's fun, you know? It's cool, man. It's cool. Now, a lot of this also has to do with the fact that Jupiter and Venus at the end of the month will move into Gemini. And that is a very long conversation, especially because it has a lot to do with career and money. But you can imagine already having the Ace of Wands is the first card out, you know, immense opportunity for understanding and rebuilding and genuine trust and love being established or reestablished between people. You can only imagine after a time of being really worried about something, right? Something back here that you just couldn't like quite grasp. Being able to bring that thing forward, look at it for what it is, turn every one of the aspects of that thing that brought you fear into a positive, into an opportunity where everything is just getting solved easily, practically. Think about how much room that leaves you for expansion with Jupiter moving into Gemini. Expansion financially, expansion brand-wise, expansion dream-wise, you know, vision-wise. You have all this empty space now with things constantly getting resolved in May, just like a domino effect. You open up more and more space for, as cheesy as it sounds, your dreams, you know? Pisces rising, that's your fourth house. The subconscious. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups in reverse. We'll get to that in a second. So first up, the Four of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. Now, on this journey forward, are there a few people who are going to show up, who are going to try to take advantage of you mending your past and do their little I need charitable help routine? People you probably regret being harsh with or cutting off, but you can just tell that something is off about them. You're right, something is off about them. They're running head first towards you right now because they can sense the success, they can sense the expansion, they can just sense how well things are going and how much better they're going to keep getting, inshallah, and they want in. They want in, and they're like a bad addiction. All it does is bring you low. All it does, bad addiction, redundant. All it does is bring you low. All it does is turn you around, make you forget yourself, make you forget your worth, make you forget. So if someone like this sneaks in the door of, hey, I heard you're mending bridges in here, not with you. Get out of here. We're not doing that. Whoever makes you feel like this when they're back in your life, they go right back out the door. Do not let them in. They go right from the hallway back to the elevator. Sorry, New York. Just, no, you can't get in. You can't do it. You can't do it. Especially because you're also entering a time where you're really, because you are listening to people intently and really absorbing all the information from all around you, I think you're becoming sensitive and aware to how you show up. And part of that is like, how do you show up physically? How do you show up socially? I have a Pisces friend, for example, who for 20 years has not been able to grasp that she makes people really uncomfortable when she goes out. Only recently have people started talking about her to each other. And it's snowballed overnight that she kind of has a reputation out there of like not moving all that cool. So I can see now how that all coalesces in May, and she's got to take a real look at how you guys show up again in this hologram. So changing the way you look. So basically this season is about what comes across wrong. When communication is great, the things that don't work are really obvious. And it's nothing to get down about. Definitely don't look at it through the lens of your ego. Just see it as another great pointer in your favor, another note in your book on this perfection scheme that you have going. Just take notes. Be really strong and confident in who you are, what you are. So whatever shows up as abrasive and okay, this just doesn't go, and perhaps it doesn't go anymore because you have become more contemplative, you're communicating better, people are more receptive, whatever the reason, you just outgrew that mode of communication, whatever it is, it's coming up in the people around you, in your conversations with your friends, with your loved ones, with your lover, that, certain things, they rub people the wrong way, they're not good. And you're there with confidence, problem-solving skills to be like, okay, I'll take a note, I'll fix that. Because I think you understand deeply that the difference between these two energies, the Hanged Man and the World, the difference is simply that one person allows their mistakes to be a jumping off point for success, and another gets stuck in the idea of having made a mistake. You can either acknowledge failure and move forward, in which case the world will always be your fate. Adventure, welcoming, love, abundance. Or you can identify as a failure. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz goes into this in great detail. I suggest you listen to it. You can have failures that sooner or later will become the building blocks, the staircase that got you to that place you wanted to go. Or those things that happened are failures. You are a failure. The way you identify with your mistakes, experiments, whatever you want to call them, pushing of the boundaries, you get to decide simply which one are you. And that Aries energy, the Emperor energy says no. Everything that happens to you right now, any criticism that comes to you right now, anything embarrassing, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable but is useful, hold on to it. Do not be upset with the people that bring these things to you or show you these things, say these things to you. They are compelled, because I think everything around you right now is trying to help you. What you realize, the things you realize that don't work, they're being made known to you right now because those particular beliefs, behaviors, they don't lead anywhere. And when your path doesn't lead anywhere, you start to take from other people's path. You become directionless. You know where you're going. You know what you want. Get clear on what you want. Get clear on what needs to be rebuilt, built back, unbuild so you can build again, without identifying with any of it as something that reflects upon you. No need. You can have total freedom in accepting any failure and turning it around, applying some solution to it, and being able to revitalize the thing. You know you can do it. So it doesn't matter if something or many things fell flat. That means nothing. It's just a test of your confidence and your intelligence. That's no match for you. So, in the extended, we're going to talk at length about Jupiter moving into Gemini and what that means for career and money. And then we're going to talk about Gemini housing Jupiter, the Sun, and Venus, and what that means for your satisfaction levels. And then we're going to talk about love a little bit more. And then we have this set of advice for May, just a few things you should not do. Okay, that will be in the extended. The links for the extended are below. You can become a Patreon member. You can buy it off of Vimeo. You can buy it as a link that comes straight to your inbox. And there's also a link for private readings below, which look like this. Okay, love you. Let's look at these cards.